guys, I'm Maddie, and today I'm going to be talking to you about how I chose my Master's in Dietetics program. So let's get into it. So as some of you guys may know, I don't come from a dietetics background, so I'm actually doing a career change into dietetics, meaning that I literally had no idea about most things when it comes to dietetics, and especially the education portion of dietetics. So my number one resource when looking for my master's program was the Eat Right Pro Ascend website. So this can basically help you filter out or in all of the dietetics programs that apply to you. So if you just Google eatrightpro.org Ascend accredited programs directory, then it should pull up the accredited programs directory, and it has all sorts of filters that you can do, whether or not you want it to be remote or in person, what state you want it to be in, whether or not you need a DPD statement, things like that. And so that was basically my first step for creating my list of programs that I wanted to consider. So I basically just made a whole spreadsheet and did all the programs that I could possibly apply to, because I did not have a DPD, and I was also doing a future education model graduate program. That's what I was looking for, and ideally I wanted it to be remote, but that didn't fully rule in or out various programs. So my criteria was, like, for my columns for each program was the length of the program, and all of my programs ranged from 12 to 24 months. So that was kind of a big difference. The cost of the program, which was anywhere from the mid like 15,000-ish range up to 100,000, which is a huge difference again. Whether or not it was remote or in person, or what percent was remote / in person. So one of the programs was completely remote. The internship was in person, but I would have gotten to choose the locations of the site, so it could have been wherever I wanted it to be, and then the education portion was online. Another program was the the didactic portion was all online, and then I had to go to a certain location that they told me to do my internship, or another one was fully in person with classroom and internship all being on site at that school. Whether or not the internship was included in the program was something that I found interesting, that it would not be included, but some programs actually didn't have their internships included, so that was something definitely important to note, because you would have to finish the classroom portion and then on your own go and find an internship yourself and complete that, and then report back and get a statement basically saying that you completed all the requirements for your internship. Class size was something that I wrote down, but it wasn't of super importance to me. And then honestly, the biggest thing that was ruling in or out programs was the prerequisites. That was super important because I didn't have a ton of time before I wanted to start my program. I wanted to start as soon as possible, and so I had 2 semesters to get my prerequisites. And I also, like I said earlier, don't come from a dietetics background. I came from a science background, like a biology background. So I had the science electives or prerequisites, but I didn't have a lot of the nutrition ones. So that was difficult for me and helpful when schools offered a lot of the typical prerequisites during the master's program itself. So I only ended up applying to 3 programs. One was 2 years, all in person. The other one was 12 months, all remote. And then the other one was 16 months, 8 months online, and then 8 months at a specified internship site somewhere across the United States. So it was a really tough decision. I made a decision matrix basing it off of how much time I would be able to spend with my husband Chase, how difficult it would be on us financially, how much time I'd be able to spend with my family, and how reputable the program is. So that is another thing that I did want to note that I didn't take into account until after I had interviewed at all 3 of my programs, and then I got accepted to all 3 of the programs, which is great, but also made my decision harder. But anyways, something that I didn't take into account until way towards the end of my decision was the reputation of the school itself. A lot of these master's programs are very, very new, and there is a lot of restructuring going on. So that is not something that I wanted to risk, I guess, is my money and my time. Even though the program looked really good on paper, I was asking questions during the interviews, and multiple of the programs that I interviewed at could not answer my questions because their programs were newer or in a revamping phase, and so they couldn't answer questions about their program that was starting 2 months from my interview date, which was really frightening to me. So that was honestly kind of the last straw for me in making that decision. So just keep that in mind when you're making your decision and looking into programs, is what their reputation is like, what their graduation rate is, and how new they are and how quickly they are getting their students out and into the workforce, because that's so important. So if you have any other questions about this, please leave a comment down below, and make sure to like and subscribe this video if you found it helpful, because that really supports us and our channel. But like I said, if you guys have any questions, let me know, but if not, I'll see you next time. Thanks!